Hi there. Carrying on today from with the number sequences. So could you write today's date? Okay. The date you're possibly doing this is the 28th. If not, don't worry. Just do put the date whenever you're doing it. Okay. And write the learning objective, and then we'll get on with our lesson. Okay. Date, learning objective. Pause the video while you're doing that. Then press play when you've finished. Right, so let's look at number sequences. So let's have a look at this sequence here. So we've got 14, 19, 24, 29, and then we've got our next one will obviously be 34. Now, okay, just for the first part of today's work, all they're asking you to do is to write, first of all, the next two in the sequence. So when you come to do it yourself, you write out the question. Say, for example, this is number 1. You'd write those out, and then you just, the first 5 are done for you. Then you need to write out the next. Now you can see each time it's going up by 5, isn't it? Okay, each time it's going up by 5. So we do 34 add 5 is 39. Add another 5 is 44. Okay, then it's asking you for the 10th number. You're not allowed to write in. So we've done up to the 7th. You're not allowed to write the 8th or 9th in. We have to do the 10th. So it just gets our brain working. Okay, so 45. So the next one, I need to go another 3 numbers. This is the 7th. So I need to go the 8th, 9th, 10th. So another 3 numbers. So you're looking here 45. So it's 49, 54, 59. So the 5th number here, sorry, the 10th number will be 59. Okay, so it would be something like that. Okay, so we're going up in 5s. We're doing the next 2 numbers, so you need to give the 6th and the 7th and then the 10th. Okay, let me just check that's right. 49 would be the 8th, 54 would be the 9th. Yes, 59 would be the 10th. Okay, and then you have to come up with a rule for it. Okay, so there's a simple rule for this one. It's in it. It's add 5 each time. That's the rule. You could come up with a fancy rule if you wanted to. You could put add 7, then take away 2, couldn't you? Because 7 take away 2 is 5. Yeah. Anything. So if you wanted to come up with a sort of different sort of rule, it's up to you. Okay, nothing too over the top, like add 1,000, take away 995, something like that. Okay, don't worry anything daft like that. But anyway, okay, if you want to do a different kind of rule, you can. Because let's have a look. We'll do one more example of these before you do these, because I think there's just a nice little warm up, get you going. Okay, so on this one, 5, 10, 15. Oh, let's just go and go in 10s actually. So let's go with 12, 22, 32, 42, 52. You can see they're going up in 10s each time. So the next 2 will obviously be 62, 72, and then the 10th. So I need to do, and so this is the 7th, so the 8th would be 82, the 9th would be 92, the 10th would be 102. So when you come to do it, just do it like that. Again, each time you're adding 10. If you wanted to be fancy, you could say add 15, then minus 5. Okay, add 15. Then minus 5. Okay, sorry, you can see that on that one there. So the 10th is 102. Sorry, just falling off the edge of the board. Okay, 10th is 102. 10th 102. Right, could you please have a go at these questions? So, questions 1 to 4 on page 96. It shouldn't take you too long to do those. Okay, so just write out the first 5. Then the next 2, and then the 10th, and just write in the rule as the instructions ask you to. Okay, pause the video while you do that, please. Pause the video now. Press play when you've done those. Okay. Right, okay, we're going to look now at again, looking at following a rule. This is about following a rule. It's actually building up to something called the nth term, which I don't know whether we might do next term. We'll certainly do in year 7. Okay. Right. So, say for example, so we want to know the first number, the second number, third number, fourth number. So these values here are n. Okay, that's n. Okay, the number. Okay. So let's have a rule where you double. The rule is going to be you double the number, double the number, double the number. No, let's not double. Let's multiply by 3, because I think double number is going to be one of the questions coming up now. Let's do it underneath. Multiply. Multiply by 3. By 3. Then add 1. Okay, so for each of these numbers, that's what we have to do. We have to multiply by 3, then add 1. So let's have a little look at this one. So first question here, I'm going to multiply this by 3, then add 1. So 1 times 3 is 3, add 1 is 4. Then I'm going to do the same to this one. Okay, I'm going to multiply it by 3, then add 1. 2 times 3 is 6, and 1 is 7. Okay. Then I'm going to do the next one, multiply by 3, then add 1. 3 times 3 is 9, and 1 is 10. Okay. I'm going to keep going. 4 times 3. Okay, I'm going to multiply this 4 by 3, then 12, and 1 is 13. 5 times 3 is 15, and 1 is 16. So I'm just following the same rule. Okay, 6 times 3 is 18, and 1 is 19. Now let's have a little look. You can actually see the pattern developing, can't you? You can see the pattern developing. So we've gone from the 4 to the 7 to the 10. So from this pattern, we can see it's actually going up 3 each time. 7 times 3 is 21, and 1 is 22. Okay, so here we have, and we would carry that on. I think that goes up to there, there, and I think that would be correct in that. Okay, so that is how we do them. Okay, but now this part here, we have to give a proper formula to it. Okay, a proper formula to it. So this is our number. So what are we doing to our number? Okay, these are our numbers, so we're going to call that n. Okay, we're multiplying that by 3, and then we're taking away 1. So that is our formula for this for how we, or equation for how we do this question. Now we don't call it 3 times n. Remember, when we're doing algebra, okay, we don't have the times sign. It's the invisible times sign. It'll be 3n, and we put the number first. So 3n does mean 3 times n, okay, but we don't use a times sign, remember. It's just the invisible times sign between. So 3n minus 1. So that would be the formula for this sequence. Okay, the formula for this sequence is 3n take away 1. 3n take away 1. And if we did that to each one, 3n, so this is n, 3 times 2, which is 6, take away 1. Oh, sorry, add 1, add there, apologies, add 1. Okay, I don't know why I took that away. So it would be n, which is 2, times 3, which is 6, add 1, which is 7. Now the good thing about this is you can find out find numbers much further down the line. So now I know this one. If I wanted to know the hundredth, I would place n with 100. 3 times 100 plus 1. So 300. So I know 301 is the hundredth one in the sequence. Okay, that's the idea of having a formula like this. Okay, we'll do one more. We'll certainly do more work on finding that another time. Okay, now very carefully as I try. Probably easy to use my finger on this one. So we'll do one more, and then you can have a go at these yourselves. Okay, Right, so if we have, you multiply by 10, multiply by 10, and then you subtract 3. Subtract 3. So let's have a look again. So for each number here, I multiply by 10 and subtract 3. So 1 times 10 is 10, minus 3 is 7. 2 times 10 is 20, minus 3 is 17. 3 times 10 is 30, minus 3 is 27. 4 times 10 is 40, minus 3, 37. And again, very quickly, you can see the pattern. And okay, 5 times 10 is 15, minus 3, 47. And then we would go on 57, 67, 77, 87, 97. Okay, and that is where we have, so we're using this when we're using this rule. Now again, we have to write that then as an algebraic expression, as an algebraic formula. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we know these are our numbers that we're starting with. Okay, so this is n. What are we doing to this number? We are multiplying it by 10, and then we are taking away 3. Now remember, all we have to do is just change this a little bit here, don't we? We don't need the times sign. Okay, and we're going to put the number first, so this becomes 10n. Okay, instead of n times 10, it becomes 10n minus 3. And again, if I wanted to find the 35th number in this sequence, okay, all I would do is replace n, our number, with 35. So it would be 10 times 35 minus 3. 10 times 30, 350 minus 3, 347. So the 35th number in this sequence is 347. And that's why it's useful having this sort of formula, okay? But more of that next time, okay? Right, I want you to have a go at these yourself, please. Okay, have a go at these yourself. Not too tricky, but make sure we get that formula correct. And then we should be able to expand on the work next time. So the questions I'd like you to do, please. Can you do on page 96? Page 96, could we do questions 5, 6, and 7? Okay, they're very similar to the ones I've done there. Okay, and then the extension, if you've got time, and if something a little bit more challenging, page 97, question 1 and 2. Okay, page 97, question 1 and 2. All right, okay, good luck with that, everyone. Okay, quite a short one today. I think I'm getting a bit faster with them, perhaps. Right, and I'll see you next time. When you finish the work, okay, can you remember to please send it back in to me as soon as you can, okay? Take a photograph of it, send it in as soon as you can. Okay, thanks.